Good morning, friends. How are you doing? It's so good to see you again and to be with you again. Thank you so much for doing this challenge with me. I love you all so much. I'm extremely proud of you for hanging in there and for all the hard work you are doing. And I hope you're feeling the payoff. I hope you're feeling great. And I really think about you and pray for you all the time. Speaking of prayer, I promised you guys a few stories about powerful prayers in my life, and I'm here to tell you one of my favorite ones. It's epic. It started in 2014, just a few days after my oldest daughter got home from Argentina. She had been there for a year and a half serving a church mission, and it had been kind of a peaceful year and a half. I felt like our family had been really blessed and watched over while she was gone serving the Lord. But when she got back, boom, it was like everything went crazy and off the rails. I dislocated my finger the very next morning, and that was painful and crazy and hard. On Saturday, my husband and I discovered that some of my children, two of my children, were really struggling. So this was a huge blow. And of course, it wasn't just about me, it was about my children. I was very worried about them, just sick to my stomach. How do I get them help and healing, and what do I do? And um, I really began to spiral into self doubt and despair and depression. I could not stop beating myself up about all the things I did wrong. Why didn't I see this? Why didn't I see that? Why couldn't I have done this better? Why am I so weak here? Why am I not a better mom? And I wasn't getting a very good grip on things. Um, I did end up seeing a counselor, but mostly because I had scheduled an appointment for my daughter and she wouldn't go. So I didn't want to leave my friend in the lurch. So I decided to go fill my daughter's spot. And my wonderful counselor told me, pray every day to know, to feel God's love for you, to know where you stand with Him. Ask Him every day, can you please help me feel your love for me? And can you show me who I really am? Who I am, how you see me as a daughter, how you see me as a mother, and help me to see myself clearly. And that was huge. And she said, don't just pray it a little bit, pray it a lot, every day, all day long, in your heart, in your mind, when you're kneeling down, when you're saying it out loud, when you're quiet in your thoughts. Be praying this prayer all the time. And that was December 4th. No, it was December 3rd. And I started praying that prayer that day. In January, on New Year's Eve, I was laying in bed and I was just kind of contemplating maybe making some New Year's resolutions, which I don't normally do. But I decided to go to the temple every month, every week that year, and go do a session in the temple. And just it's just a place where we go and we serve other people, and we also just get to feel close to the Lord and have some quiet meditation time and just be in a beautiful building with a really strong. The spirit is really strong there. And so I decided to do that. I also made some other New Year's resolutions, one of which was to stop drinking Diet Mountain Dew, and the other of which was to stop eating chocolate. Needless to say, I failed at those two right away. But the other one, I was successful in the entire year. I did not miss a week. Well, I missed a week, but then I went twice the next week, so that counts. Okay? So, okay. So I went to the temple the first couple weeks, and then the third week of January, I got sick. And I didn't go to work for that whole week. And it just so happened that was perfect timing, me getting sick. I had previously talked to my friend Melody Ross. I wanted to do some art. I was itching to do art. I felt like I was just fighting against so much resistance. Like, why is it so hard for me to just pick up some pencils and draw or get some paints out? But I just kept getting stuck, and it was hard to even get going in the first place. I really think the adversary was trying to stop me from starting this process because it started a major waterfall of events. So my amazing friend Melody Ross, she teaches online art classes, and the class was for this book called A Soul Book. The idea behind a soul book is to do art that has meaning behind it, and you put your feelings and your soul into this soul book. And I'd never done art like that before. No wonder I was always stuck. I always just thought, oh, you find a picture and you paint it. You find a person that you think is cool and you draw them. But this was really fun. It was soulful art. And so she said to get out boxes and your old folders of fun things that you saved when you were little, like scrapbooky type things, or cards and letters and um, ticket stubs, that kind of memorabilia that just like warms your heart and reminds you of other of your past. So I started working on my soul book, and I was really learning a lot about myself. And that prayer that I had prayed was kind of slowly getting answered as I was reading these thank you cards and reading these Mother's Day cards. All these cute Mother's Day cards for my kids were just warming my heart and reminding me that I'm a good mom and I'm a good person. And I found this sketch that my Uncle Norman had done for me. This is my mom's oldest brother. Well, this is me, but he did this sketch of me at a family reunion. We would get in line and he would sketch us, and he's really, really good. And he actually passed away this week. So it makes it super special that I found this today to tell this story. So, Uncle Norman, and I wrote here, I want to remember that I was brave even before I was born. So, the book is called My Soul Book. These are things I want my soul to remember. So, I also found this cute baby card that my mom had in my baby book. I read my whole entire baby book. My mom did an awesome job scrapbooking when I was little. Learned a bunch of fun stories about me that I did not know about. I hadn't read that book in years, if ever. And I found some baby pictures, and I had a really sweet experience with God when I was looking at some baby pictures of myself. I was looking at this one, and I love my mom's hand is on me. And she's just got me lovingly in both her hands. And her wedding ring is there, so you know it's my mom's hands. And I was thinking about that cute little baby and how that same little turned up nose is my same nose, and those same blue eyes are my same eyes. And I look through those same eyes today, and that same little precious baby um, is inside of me. That's who I am. And I got this feeling from God like, yes, yes, that is who you are. I love you just as much as your mom loved that precious little baby. I love you. You're still my precious little baby. I love you so much. Same nose, same eyes, same spirit, same you. And I love you just as much as you love your precious children that you're so worried about. And it just warmed my heart. It was wonderful. I'll never forget where I was standing and exactly that moment of feeling that love, just directly infused from God. It was so great. And then I made this page, and this page says, I want to remember those who came before me and made me who I am, and that they still watch over me. So I love this page. So I have my dad and me on my baptism day, and my mom and me on my graduation day. And then I have my mom's parents here when they visited us in Oregon one time, and then my dad's parents here. These super old portraits of them where they like painted their cheeks rosy, and then I've got some great grandparents and great great grandparents here on both sides of my family. And I love the fact that not only are they my angels, they watch over me, but they are in me. Their blood is literally coursing through my veins. Their DNA, their shared experiences, their personalities, some of their strengths and some of their weaknesses, they're all a part of me. I'm a part of something so much bigger than I am just individually. And that made me just feel so connected and safe and grounded. I love this page so much. And I was upstairs just a minute ago, and I got out a folder to help me with this video. And I went upstairs just a minute ago, and I found a picture of me with my grandpa, this grandpa Koski. His name's Wilho, when I was about 12. And it was probably just a year before he passed away. So anyways, I'll show you guys that, but it's super cute. So I just found that. Okay, and then this one says, I want to remember that life is supposed to be fun. Because sometimes I get a little carried away with all the heavy thoughts and deep thinking and stressing out over stuff. So I need to remember that life needs to be fun. And I love this one because I'm got my big open mouth here. My hair is all crazy. This is my big sister, Mary Jane. Our neighbors are also in the picture, but I cut them out. And then this is me. I'm probably like about 31 or 32 in here. And I'm kind of making the same face. And then similar here, this is Halloween when I'm about 4 years old. And I'm Cinderella, and I look like a flamingo because I've got one leg kicked up. You can only see my one leg sticking down. And I've got my magic wand. So apparently I must have stolen my fairy godmother's magic wand because Cinderella's got a wand there. So anyways, then I've got some more pages that I made after this experience. So, okay, so that's the beginning of my soul book. It's kind of starting to fall apart. So that whole week leading up to January 25th, I just was feeling so strong, so much love, all this wonderful remembering who I was and feeling God's love for me and feeling like that prayer was being answered. So Sunday, the end of the week, I hadn't been able to go to the temple because I had been sick, and I didn't want to get the workers at the temple sick or the other patrons at the temple sick. And so I was debating what I should do on that Sunday afternoon. My little sister passed away on January 26th of 2011. So this was the 4-year anniversary of her death, and I really wanted to go to the cemetery and honor her there and just have a little visit with her. But I also didn't want to ruin my temple streak in the third week. And so I finally decided to go to the temple. So I just took a little walk around around the temple grounds, outside the fence. The gates are closed. And then after I kind of walked around a little bit, I had the place to myself. So it was kind of fun. So I just stood there in front of the temple and I'm looking up at the steeple. And it was this really perfect cloudy day, not totally overcast, but cloudy enough to where I could look at the sun was right behind the angel Moroni, which is the golden statue at the top of the steeple. And then the sun was just right behind him, but there was enough clouds that I could pretty much just look at the sun and look at this angel and the steeple. And I just started praying. And it was a different kind of prayer because I was looking up and I had my eyes open and I was just talking to God. And I started just begging him to help me save my children. And I was saying, God, please help me save my children. Help me save my children. And I was crying and I was getting really emotional. I knew he had so much power and I knew he could save them. And I wanted him to help me save them. And then he said to me, and really clear, you're saying it backwards. And that's when you know God's talking to you, when you like kind of get interrupted in your own natural thought progression, where it's kind of like, think about this a little bit. And I was like, okay, I'm saying it backwards. How could I say it another way? And then I realized I was asking God to help me save my children. I am not God. He is God. God saves people. I am not that powerful. I am their mom and I love them, but I am not God. And he kind of just took that burden off of my shoulders and was like, I got this. I am God. I will take care of them. You can help me, but that's how it works. And that was awesome. So I really, really loved that. And I just was kind of in awe that I like got that message right there. It was really neat. So after I prayed a little bit longer and asked my prayer again, of course, help me feel your love for me. Of course, I was feeling pretty loved getting that message. And help me see myself as you see me. So I got back in my car and I was going to read my scriptures. So I reached into my purse to grab my phone. I think I had actually brought my scriptures with me, but I got distracted with a text on my phone, a reminder on my phone. And you know how that works. So the reminder on my phone, it said, email Bob your work hours. And so I was working at the accounting company, and I always just totaled up my work hours at the end of every 2 weeks, and I sent them to Bob. So I'm like, okay, I better do that before I forget because my reminder had just gone off. So I'm looking in my purse for a piece of paper to tally up my hours, and I find this just folded over piece of paper in my purse. So I don't know what it is. I'm going to write on it probably, so I should check it out, see what it is before I write on it. And this little card fell out. And it's this card, it's a picture of the Gilbert Temple. And I'm like, hey, I'm right here sitting in front of the Gilbert Temple. Isn't that so cool? And I'm like, oh, that's kind of fun. Well, what is this paper? So I look at this paper and there's like a talk on it or something. And I just start reading it. I have no idea how it got there, who wrote it, what it's from. And this is what it said. Tell me what you think of this. So I started reading and it said, my dear sisters in the gospel, whether you are 8 or 108, there is one thing that I hope you truly understand and know. You are loved. You are dear to your heavenly parents. The infinite and eternal creator of light and life knows you. He is mindful of you. Yes, God loves you this very day and always. He is not waiting to love you until you have overcome your weaknesses and bad habits. He loves you today with a full understanding of your struggles. He is aware that you reach up to him in heartfelt and hopeful prayer. He knows the times that you have held on to the fading light and believed, even in the midst of growing darkness. He knows of your sufferings He knows of your remorse for the times you have fallen short or failed, and He still loves you. And God knows of your successes. Though they may seem small to you, He acknowledges and cherishes each one of them. He loves you for extending yourself to others. He loves you for reaching out and helping others bear their heavy burdens, even when you are struggling with your own. He knows everything about you. He sees you clearly. He knows you as you really are, and He loves you today and always. Do you suppose it matters to our Heavenly Father whether your makeup, clothes, hair, and nails are perfect? Do you think your value to Him changes based on how many followers you have on Instagram or Pinterest? Do you think He wants you to worry or get depressed if some unfriend you or unfollow you on Facebook or Twitter? Do you think outward attractiveness, your dress size, or popularity make the slightest difference in your worth to the one who created the universe? He loves you not only for who you are this very day, but also for the person of glory and light you have the potential and desire to become. More than you could ever imagine, He wants you to achieve your destiny and return to your heavenly home in honor. Some of you guys might recognize that. It was a talk that was given probably just a few years before that at a church general conference, just like we had recently, by Elder Dieter F. Uchtdorf. Now, he's from Germany. That's why his name is quite fun to say and spell. That was one of the first talks he ever gave to the women of the church. And it is mind-blowingly beautiful. And I'm going to put a link here at the bottom of this post for you guys so you can go read the whole thing or just listen to it over again if you want to. It is lovely. And I want you guys to really take it in. That is meant for you. It is meant for all of us, whether you're a member of my church or not. You are loved by a very loving Creator and God who adores you exactly how you are right now. Does that mean you're perfect and you're done progressing? No. Does that mean that you can't do better and feel better? Of course not, but it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. You are loved even with your weaknesses and your struggles right now. So I hope you guys take that message to heart. And boy, did I take that message to heart. I was sobbing. I knew my prayers were being answered. It had been a week of just so much tenderness and beauty, and then my experience in front of the temple, and then this in the car. I mean, I just couldn't even contain all the joy. It was so awesome. I was just sobbing. Hope you love that story and stay tuned for some more. And I hope you guys keep adding to your story. That is why we're here, is to write more of your story and get you guys closer to your Creator, help you see the truth about your beautiful soul, because the truth is spectacular. It's amazing. And I hope you're feeling that love and that connection with the divine that really makes life worth living and helps us get through all the hard things. And it's really what we're here for. Okay, I love you so much. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye.